and a very warm welcome to the Seize the Main session. My name is Madhusudan Reddy and I will be taking up your Seize the Main session for today. The question which have been given in today's miscellaneous topics of the current affairs is this. The question is, what is eutrophication, and also discuss the challenges faced by the global cities in dealing with eutrophication. Also mention the scientific solutions with respect to the eutrophication. So as you all know, if you haven't watched the video of the current affairs of miscellaneous topic, please do go and watch. This answer can be written well when you watch that video. So there has been a news article in the recent times regarding the Bengaluru aquatic ecosystem, which is choked as pollutants flow into the lakes. Now this is the news article. Along with, there is also eutrophication cases in the Beijing, eutrophication cases in the London, also eutrophication cases even in your Chandigarh as well. So most of the cities, though they are very advanced in terms of their technologies, but they are facing very difficulties in dealing with the eutrophication. In this context, the question is framed in such a way that firstly let us discuss what is eutrophication, and then also the cities that are facing the problem to deal with this, and we are also going to give some scientific solutions. In this context, it is a 250 word question answer where you have to first introduce. In the introduction, you can directly hit the bullseye by saying that eutrophication is one such area where the concentration of nutrients is so high, because of which the nutrient concentration will also lead to the algal bloom. So you can define it in such a way. Eutrophication is the enrichment of an ecosystem, usually happens in the aquatic ecosystem with chemical nutrients such as nitrates and phosphates, their concentration increase, right? And the nutrients can be introduced via leaching of soil, by rainfall, or it can be released as part of the sewage as well. So this can be a good introductory part along with the definition, and you can say that eutrophication is also common in those areas where the agriculture is prevalent in the nearby lakes. Okay, if there is a lake here and there is a agriculture in and around, usually the agricultural fields start to use that fertilizers, and that fertilizers will ultimately leach into the lake. This is what is eutrophication. Now that is a introductory part, you can write in those introductory areas. Next, coming to the body, in the body you can start to address both the problems of eutrophication, and here the question clearly says that discuss. When you are asked to discuss, you have to discuss with examples, you have to discuss the problem of eutrophication. Cities usually have limited biodiversity. Because of the eutrophication in the cities, the biodiversity is completely going down. Okay, or else the biodiversity component has taken a huge impact, especially in the aquatic ecosystem, right? You can start with that by giving examples of Bengaluru. You can also talk about the Beijing, London, or even Chandigarh Sukna Lake. These are the recent examples which we have seen in the last 2-3 months. So here, discuss the challenges faced by the global cities in dealing with eutrophication. Now what are these challenges? You can start to mention about the challenges such as concretization. Second one is poor drainage system. And concentration of population is more, because of which waste management systems are not good. And even hydraulic re-engineering. Hydraulic re-engineering. What do you mean by hydraulic re-engineering? Hydraulic re-engineering is nothing but whenever there is any flooding or whenever there is any discharge of effluents in the terms of liquids, if they are flowing in the cities, that hydraulic re-engineering should be done in that particular area. Else what happens is that they ultimately all these nutrients which are present there, they'll reach into the lakes and water bodies. So hydraulic re-engineering is one of the problem where cities are not being able to go for hydraulic re-engineering, because once already there are big houses that are constructed, the drainage system difficult to excavate and do the same again reconstruct. So this is one of the biggest challenge the cities are facing. Along with that, the problem in implementation of the segregation of the waste, right? This is one of the areas where the man-made or anthropogenic causes. Along with that, rainfalls in the cities, if there is too much of concentration of concrete, ultimately the water nutrients which are present on the concrete, they will enter into lakes. You look into the Chennai every year it gets flooded. Whenever there is flooding, the nutrients in the lakes starts to increase. This is the same case with most of the cities across the world. So these are some of the challenges in facing to deal with the eutrophication. And also today we have major technologies. The technologies such as the water hyacinth is a natural technology. Even you can talk about the sewage treatment technologies with respect to biofilms, bacteriophages. These are the technologies where this can fight the concept of eutrophication. So in the introductory and body you can mention about these points, along with if you have any additional points you can also talk about. By this question can be broken down into three parts. One, the definition part. Second, it is asking about the discussion of eutrophication, and third, it is asking for scientific solutions. What you can do is, this is a 250 word, so you can break into 75, 75, 75. In the introductory part you can write around 50 words. Here you can write about 75 to 100 words, and then in the next part, solutions, where you are giving some solutions, you can talk about the solutions in 75 words, right? 50 to 75 odd words. Now what are the solutions here? The solutions can be some scientific solutions, and also in the introductory or body part you can talk about the steps that are involved in the eutrophication process and where exactly the cities are facing a problem, right? Now what are the solutions? The solutions can be understanding the concepts of biological oxygen demand and chemical oxygen demand. Now when you understand these concepts, what you can do is you can start to give artificial oxygen to these lakes, because lakes are not very big in the cities. So if you can give artificial oxygen underneath, usually the lakes will start to take in that oxygen and then it will clear by itself. So that is one of the area where you can give. Now when you can go in a preventive methods, what you can talk about is about the sewage treatment or a trickle filter beds, which I have discussed, where a series of rocks on the top layer and then you put a biofilm before the water being discharged into lake. That means if this is a lake, around the lake develop this kind of beds, right? Suppose this is your Sukna lake. Sukna lake around has a pathway, right? If you can create a pathway of these filter beds, usually these lakes will now have good water within it, because the affluent nutrients will not enter into the lake. Rather, from here itself you have discharge pipes. The discharge pipes will filter out the nutrients or nutrient rich material and they will be thrown out, right? And the other way around, other solution can be, just a minute guys, yes, the other solution can be going for bacterial destruction or bacteriophage, where you are going bacteria, which these bacteria can be used to kill the, you are growing viruses and these viruses can be used for killing the bacteria. So these are some of the solutions, scientific solutions, which can be used along with the concept of water hyacinth. Water hyacinth is a recent time phenomena which is in news. So these are some of the solutions you can go for. Now I always tell you, introductory and body part should be mostly aligned with the question. Now solutions are your area, your expertise. Whatever the best possible points you get in with the scientific experimentation or with the scientific evidences, maybe you can also quote about the reports from IPCC in dealing these kind of problems. So this is your the solution area is your ground. In this solution area you can write in your own way, right? Please make sure to try to write this answer and approach in a similar way. If you have an other point of view, please write it and share it to us. We will evaluate and give it to you at free of cost. Thank you guys.